Welcome back to Narrations, the channel where movies come alive through storytelling. If you've ever wanted to relive the greatest thrillers or discover them for the first time, you're in the right place. Today, we're diving into one of the most iconic political thrillers of the 1970s, a film filled with paranoia, secrecy, and the chilling question, who can you really trust? This is 3 Days of the Condor, 1975. The movie begins in New York City, inside a quiet, nondescript townhouse that doubles as a research facility for the CIA. The man at the center of the story is Joseph Turner, code name Condor, played by Robert Redford. Turner isn't a field agent. He's a bookworm, a researcher who spends his days reading novels, newspapers, and foreign publications, hunting for hidden patterns or messages that might point to intelligence operations. He's the kind of man who thrives on curiosity, not danger. But danger finds him anyway. One morning, Turner slips out of the office through a back door to grab lunch for his colleagues. When he returns, he's met with horror. Every single person in the office has been murdered, their bodies sprawled across desks and floors. The killers, dressed as delivery men, carried out the massacre with brutal precision. Shocked and terrified, Turner flees into the streets of New York. He knows instantly that calling the CIA for help could be a death sentence. Someone inside must have ordered the hit. He uses a payphone to contact the agency anyway, identifying himself by his code name, Condor. They instruct him to meet an agent for debriefing. But the meeting is a trap. At the rendezvous, the CIA officer and Condor's contact are gunned down. Turner narrowly escapes with his life. It's official, he's a hunted man, with nowhere to turn and no one to trust. Meanwhile, the killers are led by Joubert, a cold and calculating contract assassin played by Max von Sydow. Joubert is terrifying not because he's flashy or emotional, but because he's calm, rational, and utterly professional. To him, murder is just another job. Alone and desperate, Turner takes a bold risk. He kidnaps a woman, Kathy Hale, played by Faye Dunaway, forcing her to shelter him while he tries to piece together the conspiracy. At first, Kathy resists, frightened and angry at being dragged into the chaos. But as Turner reveals what's happening, and as they spend time together under constant threat, a fragile bond forms between them. As the days pass, Turner begins using his intelligence skills, analyzing books and records he had flagged before the attack. He uncovers the chilling truth. His team had accidentally stumbled onto a secret CIA plot. Buried within foreign publications was evidence of a rogue operation to seize control of oil fields in the Middle East. The massacre at the office wasn't random. It was a cover-up to keep the operation hidden. The deeper Turner digs, the more paranoid the world becomes. Friends can't be trusted. Strangers may be spies. Even within the CIA, corruption spreads like a disease. And through it all, Joubert stalks him from the shadows, waiting patiently for the right moment to strike. In one of the film's most gripping confrontations, Turner and Joubert finally meet face to face. Instead of killing him, Joubert explains the nature of their deadly game. He reveals that he doesn't work for countries or causes, only contracts. Today, Turner's life is on the line. Tomorrow, the contract might change. The assassin embodies the cold, detached machinery of espionage, where morality doesn't exist, only shifting loyalties. Turner's fight culminates when he confronts Higgins, a high-ranking CIA officer, played by Cliff Robertson. Higgins tries to persuade him that everything done in secret, even murder, is for the good of the country. National security, oil, power, these are the stakes, he insists. Turner isn't convinced. He's seen the blood spilled, the lies spun, and he knows the truth is far uglier. In the final scene, Turner makes his move. He doesn't fight with guns or fists but with exposure. He delivers the story to the press, to the New York Times. If the CIA won't stop itself, maybe public scrutiny will. Higgins confronts him outside the Times building, challenging his decision. With chilling calm, Higgins warns that even if the story prints, people might not care. What if they don't print it? What if they don't believe you? Turner doesn't answer. The camera lingers on his uncertain face as the movie fades out, leaving the audience with the haunting realization that truth alone may not be enough to topple corruption. 3 Days of the Condor is more than a thriller. It's a snapshot of 1970s America, a time when distrust in government ran high after Vietnam and Watergate. Robert Redford gives a brilliant performance as an ordinary man thrust into extraordinary danger, while Faye Dunaway adds both vulnerability and strength to the story. And Max von Sydow's Joubert remains one of cinema's most fascinating assassins, intelligent, ruthless, and strangely honorable. The film asks timeless questions. What happens when those sworn to protect us become the very people we must fear? Can truth survive against power? And how far should we go in the name of security? If you haven't seen it, 3 Days of the Condor is a masterclass in suspense and paranoia. And if you enjoyed this narration, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Narrations, where cinema's greatest stories live again.